K3000, and you're watching ICOM Radio News. This time, we take you to the American Radio Relay League in Newington, Connecticut to reveal the world of radio sport. Radio contesting is hot, and the players in this game play it fast and furious.
No.
Alpha. He said alpha.
So why is it we radio amateurs are into extreme radio contesting?
That question again.
The contesters are lucky to activate W1AW, the world-famous amateur radio station on the grounds of the American Radio Relay League.
Hi, I'm Dan Henderson, N1ND. Welcome to W1AW.
Station manager Joe Garcia, NJ1Q, takes us on a tour of this famous station's past, present, and future. Then the new ICOM Pro 3 comes center stage as we see this radio's new features and refinements over the legendary Pro 2, this time on ICOM Radio News.
Welcome to W1AW!
This is Armchair Coffee.
Whiskey 6 Japan Kilo, you are 181 Mike, Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey, 38 Connecticut.
The radio contest is a long-standing activity in our hobby, putting stations in competition with other amateur stations on an unending quest for contacts, or cues, fitting the contest requirements.
Hey, what's this? It's frequency in use? Is the frequency in use, please? CQ contest, Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey. Whiskey 0 Zanzibar United, 186 Mike, Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey, 38 Connecticut.
Sorry, 66 Alpha, K5 Echo, Mike, check Banner 7, North Texas.
Thanks a lot, QRZ W1AW.
It can sound confusing and chaotic, but it has an underlying purpose. The exchange pits the operator against nature's radio spectrum and against other hams vying for space on the dial and a place to earn valuable points.
Well, I've been contesting a lot of years now. This is sort of like a party. Everybody hangs out and has a good time. You know, everybody gets a chance on the radio. Everybody gets a chance to log. We get to yell insults at each other. It's just a great time.
I know better now.
It's great to see young contesters, older contesters, different skills. I learn something every time from one of these things, and quite often from people who have done it less than I have.
I think it's the thrill of the competition. People out competing against one another. We just like to go out and make as many contacts as we can, and it's just a very enjoyable aspect of the hobby.
And, well, have fun, right?
Someone planted
We need
themselves
another frequency.
right on top of us.
Oh well, you just have to stomp on somebody.
There'll be some theme music now.
We don't need a rag chew here. Yes, let's go up high in the band. Lid, we're getting clobbered. Why do I like contesting? He's hallucinating. Don't be nice, this is contesting.
The fact is that making a strong showing in an amateur radio contest can be grueling. The mental discipline of the contester is the true mark of this extreme radio sport.
Unfortunately, I'll be here all night. Then J7I, good evening, 221 Mike, W1AW, 38 Connecticut. I like the competitiveness and the challenge. We're working them tonight, W1AW, QRZ.
The ultimate contest station has to be W1AW at the ARRL headquarters in Newington, Connecticut.
Okay, Whiskey 1 XCOM.
No, it's W1 Alpha Whiskey. The call everyone should know. Check us 38, over. Coming here and operating W1AW in a contest is probably every ham's dream. Just to come here and operate is a real an honor, but to do a contest from here is phenomenal.
It's a thrill to be at such a famous spot and allow hams from all over North America to put Connecticut in their logbooks during the contest. There's nothing left for me to do but relax, do a few interviews, and take a tour of this really cool place.
Hi, I'm here with Joe, and he is the station manager here at W1AW. Joe, could you tell us a little history about the station and the ARRL?
Sure. This is not the original W1AW transmitting site. The original site was located about 5 miles north of here. In 1936, there was what was called the Great Flood, which came down the Connecticut River. It took out the station in addition to everything else that was along that area. The American Radio Relay League had purchased this area here, which is approximately 7¼ acres. There was pretty much nothing around us. There was a little bit of farmland. Now, since Hiram had died a month prior to the flood, he never really saw the station. But when the station was completed in 1938, the ARL had petitioned the FCC to use Hiram Percy Maxim's call sign, W1AW, and that call sign is used today.
Tell us a little bit about Hiram Percy Maxim. Who was he exactly?
Hiram Percy Maxim is an inventor, and he comes from a family of inventors. He worked with Colt Armament. He also worked with Pope Automobile, but he was an inventor. There is an unofficial feeling here, and the reason I say unofficial is because it's just something which has been experienced by those of us who have operated the station at night, that Hiram, because of his love of the hobby and because of his love for the ARL, walks the halls occasionally, specifically of W1AW.
It's been nice talking to you. Thank you.
As Hiram is showing his satisfaction, if you will, at the fact that the station is still going after 90 years and that we are still on the air after 90 years and actually on more bands than we were when he was here.
Now that we know some history about the ARRL, let's go take the tour with Joe.
This is the main foyer of the station, and over here we have a display case which has a lot of artifacts which were used both at the original site, 1MK, as well as some items that were just donated to us over time. We have here what's called the DeForest Audion, and this was an early form of receiver based on the Lee DeForest Audion tube. And this is the 80-meter kilowatt transmitter which was used up until 1964. As you can tell, it looks commercial, but this was actually homebrew, using pieces, parts that they were able to cull together from just other radios and so forth. Let's go this way and check out the main part of the station. What we have here to the right are all the main transmitters which we use for all the code practice and bulletin transmissions. We were on 7 HF bands, we were also on 2 meters as well. These are 5 kilowatt amplifiers, but since we are also limited to 1500 watts, we only run about 1300 watts on these. The other amplifiers are 1 kilowatt power MOSFET amplifiers. This patch panel here connects the different exciters here to all the various antennas. As you can see, we have the transmitters and the antenna types up here. These are the particular bands. This patch panel here is used to attach the different transmitters in each one of the operating studios to each one of their individual antennas as well. This allows us any combination of bands and radios.
Okay, now let's go check out the operator positions.
We have 3 studios here, and each one of these studios has at least 3 HF operating positions in them for visiting hams to use. For example, in my first one, we run a lot of amateur radio contests in there. We also run digital communications in there. In my second studio, we have HF communications. We also have VHF, satellite, and APRS, which is automatic packet reporting system. And in my third studio, we also run HF communications, but we do digital work in there as well, such as radio teletype, slow scan television, PSK31, and so forth.
Wow, you can tell Joe loves his job. This place is fantastic. With just over a few hours to spare, I have a little time to kick around, go to lunch with the group, and, well, let's see what Trevor is up to on the West Coast.
W1AW from W7TDC. What's going on there at ARRL headquarters today?
Well, we've been giving some tours, and we're kind of interviewing some of the big guys here, and we're also going to be operating the contest here as W1AW/90.
You sound real good here in the state of Oregon. A real strong 5.9 signal.
Well, we got you here at a 5x9, really strong signal here in Newington.
Well, I better let you go get ready for your tour and the contest kickoff. I'll talk to you soon. W1AW/90. This is W7TDC, 73s and 88s. While we wait for Sarah to check out League headquarters, let's take a look at some of the new and exciting ways to enjoy our hobby from ICOM. The long-awaited update to the Pro 2, the IC756 Pro 3. Whiskey 7 Tango Delta Charlie, audio check please.
W7TDC, Broadband, Texas.
Let's start with the manual. A nice clean layout and excellent illustrations get the rig's many features up front and easy to understand. An hour or so of just messing around can yield an excellent understanding of the radio's operation. I still found myself in the manual on some of the fine points to the rig's many features. Menus are only a few levels deep, and by pressing or holding the key for a second reveal the control parameters for that feature. With a shortwave connection, you can't work them if you can't hear them. And the new Pro 3 features enhanced specs, giving this baby an impressive 30 dBm third order intercept point, producing a distortion-free, high dynamic range. The rig features a fundamental Type 64 MHz roofing filter, a monolithic crystal filter for a better shape factor, and is less susceptible to intermodulation distortion under strong signal conditions. Wow! From an operational standpoint, I really like the new mini-scope function. It allows the user to keep an eye on band activity during other rig operations, a new feature requested by the users. For contesters and casual users alike, the voice memories are flexible and easy to use. CW memories are also easily accessed and programmed on the fly without the need for an external computer. And as a breakthrough feature, the RTTY system allows a user to utilize radio teletype as a standard mode. Oh my goodness, look at the time. I need to get ready. I've got snacks to prepare and I need to put on my lucky contest shirt. So let's send it back to you in Newington.
Hey, relax. We've got a whole hour yet.
Let's talk to Dennis, K7BV, about the ARRL. So Dennis, besides hosting the W1AW station, what else is involved with the ARRL?
Well, our primary responsibility is to our 150,000 members. It involves a number of things. We provide them with a lot of activities that they can volunteer for, including emergency services for the public. But we provide them with a lot of publications and training as well. And they include books about the technical aspects of the hobby, the fun parts of the hobby. The one interesting thing that we found out from our members in a recent survey was that their interest in providing emergency service has increased in the last few years. And certainly with some of the incidents that have occurred in our country, this has become very, very important. So we try and help these amateur radio operators come together under a coordination umbrella. A big piece of amateur radio is, of course, emergency service.
Right.
And the ARRL is very, very active in coordinating the amateur radio operators across the United States so that they can work together in providing that emergency service. Sarah, now we've talked about all these things, but maybe I could take you over to the headquarters building and show you all the different activities that are going on inside the American Radio Relay League.
That would be wonderful.
Okay, good. Sarah, this is the main headquarters portion of the building. This is where the paper pushing goes on. You had the fun over at the radio station, but this is where we do all the real work for our members in here. Sarah, let's go ahead and take a walk. Of course, it's the weekend, so most of the staff is gone, but there's a few people in the building because the board of directors is actually meeting this weekend. They're in the conference room at this time.
All right, let's go.
But this is where the action is. Everything goes on in this building. The published in QSD, the books that are written are all edited here. The laboratory where we do the product reviews on the new products that come in. It's a pretty exciting place.
This short segment really doesn't do it all justice. There is so much to cover. The past innovation of amateur radio, the service to the public over the years, even those amateurs that have given the ultimate sacrifice to their hobby and advocation. It's all here and the people behind the call signs that make it happen every day. And to sense the dedication of the staff and volunteers reminds me of the same determination and ingenuity that the old man himself showed so many years ago.
All these activities, it's very expensive.
You know what, Dennis? We're going to have to wrap this up because the contest is about to start, so I kind of got to get back to W1AW. But
all right, fine.
Thank you so much for the tour. It's a fascinating place here at the ARRL, and we hope to see you again soon.
I'm really glad you could make it. Really glad.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Start calling CQ for the contest.
CQ contest from Whiskey 1, Alpha Whiskey, Whiskey 1, Alpha Whiskey. Alpha Alpha 8, Bravo Bravo, number 1M, W1AW, 38 Connecticut. Go ahead.
The first hour was very crucial to the team for building momentum.
Kilo Charlie 8, India Mike Bravo, number 2M, Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey, 38 Connecticut.
And with such a famous call sign, it wasn't hard to get into the low 200s in only the second hour.
Calm down.
W1AW, give me your number again, please.
73, good luck, QRZ W1AW. We worked in teams of 2 for redundancy and hearing stuff. The contest moves so fast at times, it takes 2 pairs of ears to keep it all straight.
CQ contest, Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey, Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey.
The other reason is keeping our score correct. One person operates the contest, and the other person is logging the contacts. And sometimes, it's a little of both people running the show.
Thank you very much, QRZ, Whiskey 1 Alpha Whiskey.
The focus, energy, and zeal for the contest is what makes it fun. Some stay up for hours. Some play for fun while others just sit and listen to the roar of contesting hams on the bands.
3 generations of ham radio operators. Hi, Grandpa.
For more information on contesting, or to find out more about amateur radio, check out the ARRL website at www.arrl.org. It's been a long contest and I am tired, but it's all fun in ham radio. This is Sarah, K3000, and we'll see you next time on ICOM Radio News.
Where is it? Here it is. Mulligan contest shirt. I found it.
QSL.
Santa, I want a pony and a Heil Goldline microphone with my call sign on the top.
Say an insult.
Lid. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
And, where do we want to go for there? Contesters need sustenance too. I'm Sarah, K3000. Hold on.